Wonderful. So now we're going to discuss Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, and I'm going to tell you guys a story about somebody who's actually really, really close to me and my sister. And I tell this story because she literally experienced all four of these quadrants in the cash flow, and we're going to discuss why they're important to you guys. You see here on the top left of the quadrant, firstly, these are the only four ways to be able to make money in this day and age. It's either you're going to be an employee, self-employed, a business owner, or an investor. Every way to make money is one of these four. Okay, so the first quadrant is an employee. And now my sister, me and her are close. She's my older sister. She's known since she was a baby that she wanted to be a writer. She was always writing in her journal. She was like, and the lady with the newspaper in high school and all that. She's big on writing. That was always her passion. And when she graduated, her passion wasn't a resource at the time for her to get paid from. So she did what most of us do, is ignore our passion and go get a job so that way we can pay the bills. So she had a job. She didn't necessarily love her job, but it took care of the bills. But she always had a burning desire inside to do what she really knew what she wanted to do. And so with that, anybody who is an employee, your money is capped. So the money that you can potentially make will always have a cap on it as an employee, because you're exchanging your time for money. Has anybody on the call ever been told before that time is money? This is literally one of the biggest lies that we get told to as children. And it's because of the fact that they want us to continuously believe that we have to exchange our time to be able to make money, when all the wealthiest people in the world don't do that. So it's interesting to me how we get taught that as children, but in reality, that's not necessarily the case. And so with that, your time is not worth anybody's money. If time and money were of the same equivalence, I'd be able to buy back the last moments I had with my granddad before he died. Those moments are priceless. And that's why we say they're priceless, because you can't buy them. So clearly time is not money, and time is the more valuable asset when it's compared to money. So when you're at a job, you're not in control of how much money you can make, because the job is. They're going to tell you that you get hired at $21 an hour, and in a year you get $24 an hour, and in 3 years you get $27 an hour. They're dictating that, not you. So you're not in control, and you have a capped income. Now we see at the next down in the quadrant, my sister. So she had a job. She realized that her money was capped, and she wanted to do something different, and she wanted to do something that was in her passion. So she became self-employed. So she quit her job and she took writing on full time. She actually took on a bunch of clients. She was doing edits, ghostwriting packages, all different types of resources to be able to create income with her craft. Now, what she started to do, she was making some very good money, but doing all the edits, doing all the publishing, doing all that work actually literally took her time away from her. So my two beautiful nieces, during this time my sister was self-employed, never got a chance to hang out with her, never got a chance to spend any time with her, because all she was doing was working, because the scenario didn't really change. It's just that now the job isn't in control of how much money you can make. You are. You get to tell these people what you're charged for per edit or whatever it is. Some other examples of self-employed people are like barbers and carpenters and stuff like that, who dictate what the cost is of their service. But at the end of the day, you still have to exchange your time to get that money. Everybody wants to make money without having to give up their time for it, but nobody really knows or has the resources to be able to do so, or not enough people, not nobody. There are definitely a few out there who are doing it. But as a self-employed person, let's say that I'm a barber in Philadelphia. I can be the best barber in Philly, charge $100 a haircut, but at the end of the day, I can't cut 1,000 different heads in a day. And it got to a point where my sister she was taking on so many clients, because her work is fantastic, but she was taking on so many clients that she had no time to be able to do so, to the point to where she was turning down clients and passing up money because of this. So it was ridiculous, and we wanted to figure out a way to change this so that way her money could be not have a cap on it. So as self-employed, your money has a cap because of time. As an employee, your money has a cap because the job is controlling how much money that you make. So on the left side of the quadrant, which is employee and self-employed, this is where 95% of the population lives at. 95% is either working for somebody else or working immediately for themselves. We're trying to get you guys over to the right side of the quadrant, not as in right or wrong, but over here to the right. I want you guys to think right now. Think about the wealthiest person that you know. Think about the wealthiest individual that you know. I'm almost 100% positive that this person either is some form of a business owner or is an investor. It's one or the other. So if you have that person in your mind and this person is a business owner, we need to make a transition over to the right side of the quadrant. And as a business owner, you are able to utilize leverage. Guys, I would rather make $1 off 100 different people than spend my entire day to make $100. You know why? Even though the money's the same, if I make that $1 off 100 different people, now I have my whole day to do whatever I want in my time. So I can do what it is that I like and really be able to be happy. So with that, the power of leverage in business is absolutely fantastic. So my sister, what she did was, she was from self-employed. So now she went out and started a business and hired 10 other young ladies like herself, and then was able to funnel her clients to them. So that way she made money from them and she had more time to spend with her daughters. So now she's in this quadrant as a business owner. So now she's making a little extra money, got a little bit more time on her hand. Now, how do you go from a little bit of money to a whole lot of money? Is you got to find ways to invest. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. If I said that I was going to begin investing today, what are some resources that you think I'd be able to invest into? If I said I'm an investor, what would you think that I did? Like, what do you think I would invest in? What are some ways out here that people invest? Paul says stocks, that's one. Mark says gold. Anybody else? If I said real estate, there you go, exactly. So stocks and real estate are the two most common ways that people are used to when you refer to investing. Now, the issue with that is that it takes a lot of capital to be able to participate in the real estate or the stock market. That's just what it is. It takes thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to participate. So how does a regular individual participate in investing if they don't have thousands and thousands of dollars? And that's a question that I was kind of stuck on for a long time until I found this here, which is Forex. Forex is like, oh my gosh, Forex is absolutely amazing. And it's funny because when I first saw that word Forex 19 months ago now, I think it was, I got to double check that. But when I first saw the word Forex, I literally had no idea what it was, no clue. I wrote a 4 and an X in my notebook, which is why this team is called Impact4X, because the first day I learned about it, I had no clue. I was sitting in the back of the room, mind blown that this lady was talking about how she was making all this money on her phone, and I didn't know what she was talking about. She's like 45, 50 years old. I'm 24. I'm like, how are you making money on the internet? And I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I was baffled by this. Like, I was so lost. And Forex, guys, if you don't know, if you've ever been out the country before, other countries in the world do not take the US dollar to, like, if you were to go, let's say we're going to go to Mexico. We can't spend US dollars in Mexico. We have to exchange that currency, the dollar, into their currency, the peso. So let's say me and Jordan, we're going to go to Mexico for a week. Me and Jordan go to Mexico. We take $1,000 in cash with us. We have to exchange those dollars for pesos at the airport or a bank. So when we do that, now we have $1,000 in pesos. We're in Mexico. Everything's going well. We end up not having to spend $1 in Mexico because somebody takes care of us. We don't have to spend any money. Now, when I go back home, when we get back home, I don't have $1,000 in pesos. I can't spend pesos at Chick-fil-A. I got to figure something out. So I got to switch my money back from pesos to dollars. And when you do that, you're not going to get $1,000 back even. You're going to get $1,200 or $800. But if you get $1,200, that means that you profited $200 from doing nothing but exchanging one currency for the other one, waiting for the price to change, and then exchanging it back. Guys, that is a phenomenal asset because you haven't done anything that requires you to do any work. All you did was buy one currency, wait, and exchange it back. And the best part about it is that we have the ability to make these transactions from these powerful devices right here. Guys, these phones are so powerful. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous that we have the ability to do what it is that we do with trading in the foreign exchange market. And just to give you guys some facts about it, one, a lot of people are very much more familiar with the stock market. People ask me all the time, Dante, you do stocks? No, I don't do stocks. I'm a Forex trader. And the difference between the stock market and Forex is that the stock market only trades like $30 billion a day. You see here, the foreign exchange market has $5.3 trillion traded in the market every single day. That is a lot of money that is moving around. If I told you to go outside right now and count to $1 trillion, I wouldn't see you for 30 years. That's a lot of money being moved every day that nobody knew was even going on. And the best part that I like about Forex is that your money is liquid. When I say liquid, you guys are familiar with real estate investing. If I was to go put up $10,000 to get a duplex and fix it up, if I put that $10,000 up, I don't have access to just go get that back immediately or next month or in 2 months. I have to wait till the entire process is done and all that to be able to get mine. With Forex, you can add and withdraw your money whenever you want. It's 100% liquid. You can take it out whenever it is that you want. There's no, I got to hold my money in here for 3 months or 6 months or 2 years or 20 years. There's none of that. You have access to what's yours for the entirety of this process. So when I got exposed to Forex, I became immediately consumed with it. And I spent literally so much time trying to learn this skill set. And it's just like any other skill set. It's hard to learn. I don't know if you guys play any sports or do anything else, but any skill set that you like, how long do you guys think it would take you to become fluent in Chinese? That's it. How long would it take you to become fluent as a Chinese speaker if you didn't know anything about it coming into it? Take you a lot of time. How long do you think it'd be able to take you to play a full song with the piano if you've never done it before? It's going to take you a lot of time to learn. And that's why we're here today, is so we can show you a way to cut that learning curve here with this technology that we have. But a question for me that I have coming in is, if there's $5 trillion being traded, who is trading this money? Whose $5 trillion is it? Guys, when you go to the bank and deposit the money that you just worked hard for as an employee or being self-employed, even if you are a business owner or investor, when you put that money into the bank, it's not sitting in the bank waiting for you to come pick it up. The bank is literally using your money in the foreign exchange market to make more money. They're keeping majority of it, and then they give you some pennies on interest, and we accept that because we don't know any better. I got told when I made money to go put it in the bank because it's safe. What does safe really mean? They are using that same money and doing the same exact thing that you have the ability and the power to do, and the only thing that's stopping you is that you don't know how. Well, we're going to fix that today. Anytime you go to the bank and put $1 in the bank, they're already trading it. So I have people all the time that are like, Dante, I don't know if I'm ready for this Forex thing. And I'm like, all right, well, your money's in the bank, right? They're like, yeah, it's already being traded, whether you like it or not. So this is already going on. And that was a major thing for me, is that this process was already happening. We didn't discover anything crazy in Forex. It was already going on. It's just that they don't keep this information out in the public for everybody to be privy to. Now, why are we here? What is Silverstarlive? Well, this company, guys, has absolutely changed my life. We're going to touch into some of the details that we have to offer. I'm really, really, really excited for it. The company's been out for about 2 years now, completely debt-free and privately owned. We operate worldwide. Now, who's running this? You see here, this is my man, Hassan. Hassan is the executive vice president of the company. He's like the face. You're going to see him all over the world in different meetings and stuff like that. Candace here is the president. She's one of the few female presidents in this industry. She is an absolute boss. She makes a lot of the tough decisions, and she's the glue for the company. This guy right here is the reason, though. This guy, Quicksilver, he's actually been a hedge fund trader for over 20 years. If you guys don't know what hedge funds are basically people who have big money, $50,000, $100,000, and they want to invest. They would give it to a guy like this, and he would trade it for them with his firm, and then bring them back a certain percentage over a year. He was doing that for 20 plus years with millions and millions of dollars, and he has a ton of experience in this game. So now what is it that we have? Guys, like I was telling you, I spent over a year studying hard, losing a lot of money to be able to learn how to become a successful Forex trader. And in that time, after I learned and became successful and was making money, I thought for me that my next step should be to introduce this to everybody that I know, because it's such a great opportunity. I'm like, dude, I don't work for anybody. I work from this all day, like nobody. So I learned how to trade. It took a lot of time and a lot of losing. And I realized that as I brought people in and introduced them to this space, that the ability to teach them is very, very difficult. It's hard to be able to most people who trade Forex are never successful. 8 out of 10 people who ever even try this are never successful. So why are we here today? Because I want to show you guys this software that we have that has completely changed the game. This AI Forex software, AI as in artificial intelligence, is literally state of the art. That guy, Quicksilver, he has an 182 IQ score. He's the 93rd smartest human being on earth, documented. And he created this software so that way people who wanted to participate in this market would actually have the ability to participate without needing to spend 2, 3, 5, 10 years learning how to do so. So what the software does, it literally trades your money for you. I know on the first slide you guys saw, we trade, you chill. We do the trading and do the hard work for you. So all you're doing is purchasing the software from us and attaching it to your own personal brokerage account. No, you don't come to me and say, Dante, here's my $500. Here, trade it for me. I want to chill. You're going to trade it for me. No, that's not how it works. It's literally a software that you have complete control over. Now, we're going to show you how to set it up, but it's 100% in your control. And that's a big thing for me, because I used to, in any other investment opportunity, IRAs, mutual funds, things like that, you have no control. You're basically giving your money up, and they're going to tell you what percentage you're going to get, and you kind of just have to wait and hope that happens. That's not the case with us in Silverstar. We let you basically have 100% control of your account, which is why it's legal. It will be illegal for me to come take your money and tell you what to do with it. I'm not a financial advisor. All I'm doing is showing you guys a software that's completely changed my life and the life of others, because now I'm able to introduce people to this Forex space that's changed my life, but have a vehicle to be sure that they're going to succeed. Now, what's different about our personal team is that I still love to educate. There are some people who do really want to learn how to do this, and they don't necessarily want all of the hands-free benefits that we have to offer. So for those people, we have some special, fantastic, phenomenal leaders like Mr. Brian Rivero, like Lexi Carpenter that's on the call right now, who love to educate, who live for this, who literally have become proficient traders, and they feel that everybody should know and be aware of this skill set. So we have them to literally teach our team privately. There's going to be 10, 20, 30, 50 teams in this company, and our team is the best because we offer real life value with real people who've done this to teach you how to learn this skill set while your account is actually making money with the software. So we have a two-tiered approach to this industry that nobody else on planet Earth can offer because we have the software and we have the education to back it up. So it's earn and learn at the same time. Guys, this is fantastic. Imagine if you were getting paid while you were going to college. Imagine that. Like it's just ridiculous to think about how much power we have here with this technology and with this team that we have here in Impact. It's a blessing to me to be able to show you guys this. And if you stay on the call for another 10 minutes, we are going to show you a live back test of the software so you can see what it looks like. We're going to show you live accounts with the software so you can see real people, some of them who are on this call. You're literally going to see real people's accounts so we can show you guys how powerful this software is that we have. The software brings back about 8 to 10% a month, which is great. And it doesn't sound like a lot. You think, oh, 8%, that's not a lot. But I'm going to show you guys what the power of compound interest is. Like, put a 3 in the chat box if you understand how powerful compound interest is. Compound interest, it's literally the 8th wonder of the world. Compound interest is phenomenal. And we're going to show you guys why it's so powerful in a couple minutes. So how do you get started? How does this process work? To become a customer of Silverstar, you have to, it costs $200 for the software. We own it completely and we're allowing you to rent it. So your first initial payment is $200. And I know people, as soon as they see money, like, oh my God, what's going on? Listen, guys, don't worry about the price of the shovel when you're digging up gold. This costs $200 to begin, and then it's $145 every single month after that. Now we have a program that's called our 3 and Free program, which means that if you were to introduce this platform to 3 people, that $145 is waived. So you would just have to pay the $200 to start. You would have access to the software that's going to make you money while you sleep, go to work, hang out with your spouse, all that. You're going to be making money throughout this entire process for just a $200 starting point. Now, we have something else which is called becoming an apprentice. An apprentice means that you're going to allow the company to pay you for introducing this to other people. And for me, no matter what I do, I'm going to tell somebody about it. If I go to the movies right now to go see Creed 2 and I love the movie, I'm going to leave. What's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to tell somebody about it. I might post it on my Instagram that I just went to see the movie. And things that I buy some new clothes. What do? I tell people, hey, listen, I got these hot new J's or whatever. It's natural. It's a part of human nature to share any experience that we go through, good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't matter what it is. That's why they say misery loves company. When something horrible happens to somebody, they want to talk about it as well, just as if something great happened to them. So it's natural to go through that process. And why you do that is because the company has 3 different ways that they pay you out when you introduce this to other people. But I'm going to get off of this, guys. It's absolutely fantastic. The compensation plan of the company. Me and my partner, Michael, are the #2 money earners in the company here at Icon 3000. We make about a little over $3,000 a month residually. So that comes every Friday, whether I'm awake, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm working, whether I'm chilling, doesn't matter. And that's just the power of residual income. But right now, guys, I really want to get on to show you guys what the software looks like. Before so, though, we have to do a disclaimer. Obviously, there's no guarantees for anything. We're not allowed to guarantee you guys anything. We can just tell you what to expect with the software. You can expect about 8 to 10% returns on your money. Forex, I told you, it took me, I was losing money for 6 months trying to trade independently, almost a year before I really got it. So there's no guarantees, and this is a real market where people do lose money. We just have the golden goose here with that software to always protect you. So right now, guys, I want to bring on actually a partner of mine, Mr. Paul Scott, who's going to get on here and talk about the software and really show you guys what it looks like. Let me unmute him. I have everybody muted at the moment. So Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. You go ahead and go, brother, man.
All right, perfect. How's it going, everybody? Let me go ahead and share my screen, and I will show you guys some live accounts, and we can get right into this. All right. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start up this back test because it takes a little while. So what is a back test? What I'm going to show you guys right here, right now, is everything in Forex is recorded. So everything that happens is we can look back at the historical data and see what happened in the foreign currency exchange markets last week, last month, 10 years ago. We can view all that. So what I'm going to do right now is run this back test, and we can see how this software would have performed over the last year. And right now we're going to run it with Euro US dollar currency pair. And that's simply because this is the most commonly traded pair in all of Forex. So it gives you a really good idea of what the software can do. And just keep in mind throughout this whole back test, because you're going to see a whole lot of numbers. And you might say at the end, well, it doesn't sound like a whole lot. You know, that was only a little bit of return. Keep in mind, this software is approved for 7 different currency pairs. So hold on, let me get this started, and I can kind of talk while we do this. So there we go. Hold on, wait for these charts to start moving. All right, perfect. So again, the software is approved for 7 different currency pairs. So keep in mind at the end when we're looking at these results that you can multiply that by about 6, and it'll give you a good idea of the type of results that you're really looking at. So this is only 1 pair. So while this back test is running, we're just going to let this run in the background, and we'll come back to this throughout the, throughout. But what I want to show you guys is a couple live accounts. So you can bring this down, and bring this up. All right, cool. So here is one of our live accounts. So you see here started on November 6th, only $100, then went in and invested another 1,000 and then another 2,000. So throughout the month, invested multiple times, and that just goes to show you guys, you can put money in multiple times, you can pull money out, and there's no cap on that. You can do that whenever you want, as many times as you want. So one thing that is really important to note about this software, when you see these losses, the Euro GBP, so the Euro, the Great British Pound, it entered a trade here that went into the negative. It went into what's called drawdown. Basically, the software realized, hey, this trade is in too much drawdown. It's in too much negative. We need to do something to kind of counteract that because we're losing too much money here. This trade isn't going to win. So what it did is it opened this next trade here, the Euro GBP. So you see the same exact currency pair, it opened another trade, and this is called hedging. So even though we lost $37 here, we made $38 here. So basically we're breaking even. We actually came out $1 in the positive, but this hedging function is created so that the software can actually protect your money. So even on the losing trades, you're gonna break even or get close enough to the point where you only lose a couple cents here and there. You're not gonna take any major losses as long as you stick with the company recommended setting. So that is a powerful function. So let's see, again, the software or this account was started in November. So we can look and see it's been about a month, right? This was he invested $3,100. And so far, up to date, he's made $1,094 after the broker kind of took their fees, right? They always need their cut. He still netted $831. His total account is almost up to $4,000, right? He's at $39.31. That is powerful.
Wait, so has anybody else ever gone to a bank before and spent invested or put in $3,100 and then a month later had $3,900? Does that ever happen to anybody? Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I've never gone to any bank and put any money and seen the kind of return like that. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. What's that, about 28%? Just about 27, 28. So it's about 27% growth in less. It's about a month, about a month, a little bit over a month. That is very, very powerful. And like Dante said, you can never see these types of returns, in a bank. So that just goes to show you how powerful this thing really is. Let's look at some other accounts that are some other account sizes. So let me minimize that. So we have
oh yeah, she just uploaded 1,500 more. So you see, she started her account with 400. If you go all the way to the top, Paul.
Right. Yeah.
And yesterday she just put in like 14 more. Yeah, I know, she's been in for a while.
All right, look at this. So the balance started with $400, and then okay, so she made it. She even made a withdrawal here, but the balance started with $400, and then on 12/19, so this is yesterday.
Yeah.
She deposited another $1,400. So this whole time, this software has been working with a $400 balance. So just keep that in mind. So even though you see that number at the bottom, that there's a lot invested, keep that in mind that this happened yesterday. So it hasn't even touched any of this money yet to trade. All right, so let's look at these results. From this $400 account, we go to the bottom. From a $400 account, she made $205. And then She netted after the broker took their fee, $159, almost doubling the account, or well, almost half the account, right? Almost half. So then 1969 is the total balance so far. And then obviously you see that she threw a little bit of extra money in there as well.
It's another great thing though. She didn't trust it immediately, like a lot of you guys, I'm sure you're not. And so she just put in 400 to see what it was going to do. She let it go for a month. She liked the results, and she threw $1,400 more right in. So
Exactly.
like, that should show you the trust factor and what's going on here. And there's nothing wrong with just trying it out. You can even try this out with fake money to just see what it would have done on an account with a certain amount of money in there. So you can watch it closely yourself. And then once you're more comfortable, then you can start. So we have the ability to show you guys how to be able to kind of access this without having to really invest all your money.
Absolutely. So, and then I'll just ran the numbers really quickly. So this is about 40% growth on that $400 account. So that is powerful. I would love to sign up at a bank somewhere and get these types of returns.
Right.
And speaking of that, what I'm doing with my money, I can show you guys my personal account. So you see here, I actually had a little bit of money in here already originally. So this was just an added. So I actually started with a $500 account balance. So this 200, I had about 300 in there already. So this $500 start balance, and you see I started on the first trade happened October 1st. So it's been a little bit over 2 months. And in that 2 months, made $793 on that 500. And then I actually wound up throwing 300 in a little while ago. This was about a couple days ago. Whoops. We can view that in the history here. So you type. Okay, so you see right there, the end of last month, I threw in another 300. Here's that first one. So there was 300 in here already. Then I added that 200. So that was the 500 that it was working with for a few months. And then the very end of last month, threw in another almost $300 here. So that just kind of helps explain those results there. But still, from that $500 account, you see all the trading that it was doing. And then I still netted $204. So my total account size right now is $1035. So in those, 2 months, in those little bit over 2 months, 2.5 months, my account's grown over 20% from my total investment. And that's using the number of 830. Realistically, it was trading off of $500.
So Paul, can you show them how powerful 10% a month can be long term?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And before I really go into these numbers, there's one thing that I wanted to break down about the software, because I know a lot of people ask me, throughout these presentations and when we're talking about, Silverstar and this amazing Benjamin software, they say, you know what, I've heard a lot of different EAs and AIs and all these different things out there. What sets you guys apart? And also I've heard like maybe some of these things are illegal. Well, number one, like Dante talked about, the creator, Quicksilver, okay, 182 IQ, amazing 22-year trader who has tripled his account every single day for the last 6 years. Hands down, one of the best Forex traders in the world. So to have him alone, that's what sets us apart. That's one of the major things that set us apart. All these other AIs and everything out there was not created by him. But number two, dipping into the legality of what we have here, a lot of different EAs and things like that are illegal. And the difference between legal and illegal is the illegal ones are called mirror traders. And what that means is that there's a guy in a room sitting down who's a pretty good Forex trader. He's breaking down charts. And when he finds a good trade, he pushes it out to the entire company. So now the, say 50,000 customers that this company has, they all enter the same exact trade at the same exact time with the same exact parameters. So they're all risking the same amount of money, meaning they have the same stop loss. They all have the same take profits. So they're all looking for the same amount of profits. And when the brokers see this, they're called market makers. And basically what that means is the banks and the brokers kind of joined it together to knock out retail traders, to take people's money. They don't like us to win. So when they see that 50,000 people all enter the same trade at the same point, they manipulate the market to wick these people out. Everyone loses their money, and then the market corrects and does what it was supposed to do. So that's why mirror traders are illegal, because they don't want people, the government wants to protect people's money. And what our software does, maybe Dante and I are both using the software, we are not ever going to be in the same exact trade. even if Dante and I are both in this EU trade, this Euro US dollar trade, we are never going to have the same entry point, stop loss. All of our parameters are always going to be different. So they can't manipulate the market to work against us, which is very, very powerful. Now, getting into compound interest and why this, what 10% can really do for you. Let's say we start with a $500 account balance, right? This $500 compounding at 10% per month. And again, this is a long-term investment. So let's say 5 to 7 years. I'm just going to show you guys 5 years, which is 60 months. Okay. Now, keep in mind, I know everybody's got a cell phone, right? Can you guys whip out your cell phone for me real quick and pull up your calculator? All right. And let's just do some math here, because one of the things that Dante said, when you're digging for gold, don't worry about the price of the shovel, right? What is the price of this software? What is it going to cost you monthly? So there's the 145 fee. And then also don't forget, it's called a VPS, a virtual private server. And what this allows you to do is to run your software 24 hours a day. Because if I ran it on my local computer, or when I have a meeting at Starbucks and I take my laptop, the whole time I'm not in Wi-Fi, my software would not be able to trade. So this VPS is a computer in Amsterdam that I can access remotely. And so that is a powerful, powerful tool. And it allows me to trade 24 hours a day. It allows my software to work 24 hours. So that is a $26 fee. So that is another fee monthly that we have to worry about. So add 145 plus the $26 fee, right? So you're looking at $171 a month. Now let's multiply that by 12. So now we have $2,052. That is what you'll be spending over the course of a year. And now let's multiply that number by 5. You're looking at $10,260. That is your total cost over the course of this 5 years. Now, what is a $500 investment over this 5 years going to do for you? Boom. So you have $152,240. And we cannot forget about that 82 cents, right? That is very important. So look, a $500 account over the course of 5 years just turned into a 6-figure savings account, a 6-figure savings account. And we can kind of see the growth down here throughout the 5 years.
Paul, can you show me what it would look like with a $250 starting account? And while he's doing that, guys, I really want you to think and just understand the fact that no matter what, when you make money, you're going to go put it in the bank. All this is, I know Paul's went over a lot of information that probably went over a lot of you guys' heads who don't know a damn thing about Forex or know anything that's going on. In the simplest way possible, this resource, you buy the software, it costs $200. You invest your money for anything starting at $250 and up. It's going to trade and make you 8 to 10% a month long term. This is a long term accelerated savings plan. That's all it is. All the technicals of Forex and market makers and all that kind of stuff, I know you guys don't know what any of that kind of stuff means. So in the simplest of ways or forms, you're purchasing the software. And if you want to learn how to become the trade, we have the Lexis and the Bryans of the world who are going to teach you hands-on and very much closely, because it's what they love to do. And so we have the ability to really, really change the game with this. You go back to that number too, Paul? I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to check up on this. So the back test is done. So
wait, go back to, yeah, there you go, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool, so yeah, so $76,000 you're looking at from a $250 starting balance. Like for me personally, I've spent $250 on nights I don't even remember. So to think that with that same money, I could own Jordans I don't even wear anymore. So with that same money that I put into things that didn't matter, I can start with something like this and then have a long-term plan and say, okay, I know that I want to start a business long-term. I know I want to do this long-term. So if I start now with Silverstar and this software, in 2-3 years from now, I can have the capital that or 5 years, I can have the capital that I need to make that next jump. We're talking about real estate investments and all this other stuff. How do we develop that kind of capital? You can use this, withdraw that money, and then be able to use that as your resources and as your capital to make your next move. So that way you can do what it is that you want to do on a daily basis.
Absolutely. And again, the cost does not change regardless of if you have $250, $500. The cost of the software and the VPS together over the course of this 5 years, no matter your starting balance, even if you start with $5,000, okay, that cost is always going to be the same. The only way that it changes is if you introduce it to 3 people and now you're not even paying the 145, or which is actually 171 altogether. You're just paying for the VPS. It's only $26. So it's either going to be $10,260 that you spend over the course of 5 years, or it's going to be way, way less. So is it worth $10,000 to invest another $250 and make $76,000, or to invest $500 and then make $150,000 to $200,000? Is it worth
We're playing small ball right now with these numbers. We got guys who have $20,000 invested into this, and we're going to see crazy returns over the next couple of years. So it's not you have to start with 250 or 500. If you got a couple thousand to throw around, you can definitely start with that as well. But go ahead, Paul, talk about the back test.
Yeah, I'm not even going to show you those numbers, though. We're not even going to talk about 250,000, what it's going to do in the course of 5 years. But I think you guys understand a little bit better compound interest. So what we're going to do is hop into these results of this back test. So obviously, from the live accounts, you guys have seen the hedging, so I don't need to go through the history of all this. You know that we started with $1,000 trading account, and all we did was trade this one currency pair, the euro US dollar. So over the course of this year, it turned into 1770. So we made $770 over the course of the year from this one currency pair. And again, remember that this software is approved for 7 different pairs. So multiply those results by about 6. And then it should give you a solid idea about what this could potentially do. And what I want to do is run into the results. I'm trying to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. All right, now we can go into the back test results. So again, we started with 1,000, right? Initial deposit. The total net profit is $770.11. All right, and then here is, wait, where's the drawdown? Maximal drawdown right here. So 8%, which means over the course of this entire year, this account never used more than 8% equity. 8%, which means that this $1,000, let's just round up and say 10%, right? You never used more than $100 throughout the course of this whole year. So your account equity never dropped below $100. So it really controlled the amount of drawdown, the amount of negative trades that were happening this entire time.
So and that's fantastic, guys, because that's just showing you guys the power of the software, meaning that it doesn't need all of your money to be able to create more income. All you need is your money in there, so that way it has that room to breathe, but the software will be able to trade without even risking a whole bunch of your money to be able to get that safe, conservative 8 to 10%, which compared to the banks is extremely aggressive because you're not going to get 8% from a bank in 8 years. So to think that we have a resource to do that in a month is fantastic. And what we're doing, go ahead, Paul.
Absolutely. And then I just wanted to show you guys this last thing here. When we talk about, where did it go? The wins and losses. There we go. Yeah, right here. Okay. So you have total trade profit, so 56. So that's 56 wins, total trades lost, 10. So we are a total of 66 trades, right? We're 56 or 66. So that is what, 84%. Well, actually round up, 85%. 85% accuracy, and then on the losses, all you're doing is breaking even. That is amazing, because the fact that the hedging function helps you break even if it was 20% accurate, you still see amazing returns with this software. So to have it be 85% accurate, between 85 and 90, because some of these live accounts, you know, the accuracy is a lot higher than this, but between 85 and 90% accuracy is just mind-blowing to really show you guys the type of growth that you can be able to see.
And with respect to everybody's time, guys, I have 2 last things that I really want to say. One, somebody said in the chat box, can you be more aggressive? You can certainly be more aggressive, but with more aggressive comes more risk. I'll be the first to tell you, I've won and lost money with the software because I'm a very aggressive person, but you will never hear me cry or complain about it because I know what's coming into it. Like, I understand the risk in taking more risk. And lastly, guys, we are literally sitting on something here that has the power to change everything. There are 2 industries that we're combining here that I need you guys to understand. Forex, one, is a $5.3 trillion a day industry, and then network marketing is a industry that pays out to regular people over $180 billion every single year. That's more than the NFL, NBA, and every music artist combined. $180 billion paid out to regular people like me and you, and we're combining that in a resource where people don't have to be smart. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter your background test, drug test. None of that matters. It's just about, do you want to make a decision to change your life? Yes or no? And whether, regardless of your answer, it's all love. And we're going to continue to do this. Like, Forex is going on, whether I wanted to take part in this or not. So I thank everybody for giving us that time to get on. Go ahead, Paul.
Absolutely. So before we let everybody go here, again, we want to respect your time, and we want to thank you because time is a precious, precious commodity. So we want to thank you for spending yours with ours. And I just want to drop you guys, leave you with this one last thing. If you're anything like me, when I heard something like this, I said, man, this thing is way too good to be true. I mean, there is no way that this software is going to be able to give me these type of returns and I can make all this money. And then on top of that, the company is going to pay. There is no way. Guys, I've been an entrepreneur for over 6 years, and it was a powerful tool. The way that you cut down the learning curve on anything is to get a mentor, someone who's done the types of things that you want to do. So when I became a business owner, I went out and seek a mentor, and I found I was blessed enough to find several 6- and 7-figure earners to mentor me. And the first thing that my mentor did when they heard my mindset about things that were too good to be true, because I was always brought up, I was taught if something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is, right? That's something my parents had always taught me. And when my mentor heard that, he says, Paul, if every opportunity is too good to be true, then how would you ever find a true opportunity?
And that's the truth on top of the truth right there, guys. It's just my first look at this. I didn't think it was real either, but I definitely had to just kind of just jump in and find out for myself. And that's really the best way to figure it out. And guys, I want to actually bring on my partner real quick. This is a multimillionaire, Mr. Michael Manuel. Just texted me, said he wants to say a couple things to you guys. I'm blessed to even be a part of this team with him. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes and then we're getting out of here. But go ahead, Michael. You got something to say?
Yeah. Usually I have my headset on, so I hope you guys can hear me. My name is Michael Manuel, and I am proud to be the partner with Dante Lewis. I'm a little older than I'm looking at some of your pictures here. Actually, I'm looking at some of your pictures, and I'm probably a lot older. Just a little bit about me. I'm a former Wall Street executive, self-made millionaire. I've been in network marketing for 15 years. I've built teams in the tens of thousands. I just want to let you guys know, and just, you know, looking at my office, and I would turn my computer around, but I've got multiple TVs. Being a Forex trader and a network marketer and a millionaire and old, I watch the State of the Union. And what I mean by the State of the Union is the state of the country. You guys are young, and you deserve what people like me built for you. I'm looking at Bishop and Valeria, Vikash, Lewis, Jackie, Paul, Barry. Guys, we've got a vehicle for you. I know that you're young and a lot of us older guys, and I'm just going to be frank, we fucked up this country in a lot of different ways. You guys deserve this. I wouldn't be a part of this. I wouldn't partner at 51 with a 24-year-old kid if I didn't believe in this. This is a vehicle that's going to change your life. I believe in it. If you need me, if you're part of the team, call me. I do this 24/7. I don't have another gig. I don't have another part-time job. I'm rich already. I'll make you part of my team, part of my time. This is not a BS thing. We are right at the cusp with this new company. We're going to change the world. It's not get rich quick. Let me make that clear. We're not going to change your life in 30 days. So if you're looking at coming on and putting I know there were some questions that said, what's the minimum? If you put $250 into your account, and someone that brought you into this business, into this company, says that 200 is going to be 5,000 in 45 days, you need to let me know who they are, because I will stop that shit quick. This is long term. But if you want to learn about money, investment, building a team, and just feel comfortable in a part of something, we are your team. We've got you. This is long term. And, you know, I'm looking at the news right now. I'm looking at my TV over there, and I'm just shaking my head. You know, how did we let this happen? You guys have to understand you deserve what we're introducing you and this wealth. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy as long as it's honest and ethical. And I think that a lot of young people, what's happened with older people like me is we haven't given you enough credit because you're new and you've got new ideas and technology. Dante, I tell Dante all the time, I've got like 350 Instagram followers, and I don't even know how the hell I did it. I don't know anything of Instagram, Snapchat. What the hell? It's Facebook. Everything outside of Facebook, I have no clue what the hell I'm doing. So I think a lot of us older people, we kind of don't give you guys enough credit. Guys, Dante and I are a global company together. We're 51. He's over to my left there, 24. We're going to take you to another level. You deserve this. It's your time to change the world, but don't let money scare you. It's what you do with that money, taking care of your families, giving it to your church, taking care of you. We've got something here, and we've got a very unique team. We've got a system in place between Paul and Dante and I. We've got your back. So if you're a little nervous, you're a little skeptical, I want you to be that. But just know we've got you. We're all three available 24/7. Ask anyone that's on my team. I get calls all the time. Valerie, I'm looking at you, looking at me. Bishop, you want to call me at 2 o'clock in the morning because that's your time? Call me. Let's work. Let's do it. Vikash, Lewis, Noah, I'm going through the names. We got you. So be skeptical, but just know you're with a team. We're mature. We get it. We'll work with you. Okay. We understand it's going to be a process, but we've got you. Trust me. You're in good hands with Allstate.
In conclusion, guys, thank you so much for your time. Like we said in the beginning, this literally is like time is the most valuable asset that you have on the planet. And I just wanted to say thank you all for jumping on this call with us. Get back with the person who invited you to this call. If it was me, you can hit me up immediately. We can get this thing started. But get back with the person who got you on this call. We can get you started, get you enrolled in the system. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me and Michael. We'll answer questions all night. Let's get this thing started. I appreciate your time, guys. Everybody have a blessed evening.